Hi guys, today's video we're going to talk about yet another new book, because apparently I have nothing better to do than write drum books. But you know what? What the world needs is probably more drum books, because we need to know more about drums. Current drumming, historic drumming, American drumming, non-American drumming, and this book falls into the historic non-American drumming category. It is called Italian Rudimental Drumming, Details of the 19th Century Military System. Now, the reason that I decided to write this book is I had already written a book last year, you may recall, Rudimental Grand Tour, and it's out on Mel Bay. You can get it wherever Mel Bay books are sold. But I talked about 22 different types of drumming, 4 of which were present in Italy at some point during the previous several centuries. And I just had room to talk about a little bit of them. Mel Bay doesn't really want you to go over like 100 pages, and of course I blew right past 100 pages with what I did include. But I thought that there was really more to say about Italian rudimental drumming, and the type of Italian rudimental drumming that I know the most about, there are the most resources to access at this point, is the Sardinian, Piedmontese, Kingdom of Italy type. So in the book, that is primarily what is represented. I'm going to interrupt this ad real quick for another ad. My app, Rudimentia Pro, it's out on iOS in the App Store, and it takes you through rudiments, not the Italian ones at this point, but the normal American ones, a whole bunch of hybrid American ones, the Nard rudiments are in there, and it allows you to play along with them with a click, with play along audio. You can change the tempo in a variety of ways. It's automated, and there are, I don't know, 70 rudiments or something in here at this point. This is one of the best ways to practice rudiments if you're not already a master of the rudimental art form, which very few of us really truly are. You could always get better, and this is a good way to do it. Rudimentia.com is one place you can find this. Back to the other advertisement that I was just advertising. There's going to be all 19 of the barracks signals. There's going to be a whole bunch of field signals, I think 18 of those. And the way that they come in this book is the original notation from the 19th century manual, and then the transcribed into a modern American normal looking notation version right back to back in here for all of the field signals. While we're here, we got to play some actual music, right? It's strumming, it's a musical art form. So we're going to play the number 10 signal from E Bondi from, I think it's from 1852 in this particular rendition. And it goes something like this. It's a 3/4 kind of a thing. Which is actually not terribly dissimilar from the French retreat, but it's not exactly the same thing. It's sort of its own Italian thing. I'll play another one. We're going to play La Marcia Ossia al Campo, which is just the previous number 9 signal. It goes something like... Pretty short, pretty sweet, mostly made out of flams and what they call row-de-four, which is basically a flammed 3-stroke ruff. So of course you know a 3-stroke ruff. We're going to have a flam on that, and that all precedes the downbeat. Anyway, back to the explanation. There's also a few other things tucked in there, interesting, like a comparison of rudiment names between different languages, and a comparison of some of the French signals that make their way into Italian drumming, and other stuff like that. So it also talks about those other types of Italian drumming, and it's just not going to give you all the details because I don't know as many of those details to give. You know, I got to do this because it's Italian, right? But that is the gist of it. It is 51 pages long. It will be available on Amazon, and you could get a link at my website, bloomdrums.com, or I'll put a direct link down below. And realistically, you'll never probably see another book about Italian rudimental drumming. And if you dig around, you could find some of the infantry manuals from the 1800s or the very early 1900s, but then you got to figure out how to read it. It's a whole thing. I've already done that. So expand your mind, add on to my book Rudimental Grand Tour with a little extra knowledge, and look at something that's clearly really not been studied in over 100 years. Italian rudimental drumming. That's it. Thanks guys. See you next time.